This is Ravi Singh, your computer science teacher, and now we are going to discuss the cases in recursion, in which we are going to discuss the base case of recursion, means base recursive case, and the recursive case in recursion, as well as the infinite case of recursion. Clear? In base case, actually the solution is pre-known to the user or the programmer, while in recursive case the problem will be solved out by the user, or the problem which being solved, this kind of case is called recursive case. While one more type of recursive case is there, in which recursion takes place endlessly, and this kind of case is called infinite recursion. Clear? This is our first case, the base case, in which the result is pre-known to the user. We know what is the result of this piece of code, that's why this case is called a base case, and in this case there will be no computation, there is no computation in the code. That's why these kind of cases are called the base case of recursion, while in recursive case the problem is being solved. The problem is being solved, and this is the more general case of recursion. This is the general case of recursion. This is called recursive case. And in infinite recursion, the function calls endlessly, means the function called infinite times. This is called infinite recursion. We can find out which case is base case and which one is recursive case with the help of an example. Clear? एक एग्जाम्पल इंक्लूड करते हैं so that we can easily understand which case is the general case and which case is recursive case in a piece of code. I am going to take the example of Fibonacci series. First, I am going to discuss what is Fibonacci series. In Fibonacci series, the first two terms are fixed, which are 0 and 1, while the next term will come by the एडिशन ऑफ प्रीवियस टू टर्म्स. दो टर्म्स पहले दो टर्म्स जो होंगी वो आपका फिक्स्ड होंगी, जिसमें फर्स्ट टर्म होगा आपका 0 एंड द सेकंड टर्म इज 1, while the next term comes with the addition of previous two terms. Previous two terms कौन सी हैं? 0 and 1. What is the sum of 0 and 1? 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. This is the next term. Then the next term will come by the addition of previous two terms. Previous two terms are, this is the next term. 1 and 1 means the next term is 2, next term 2 plus 1, 3, next term 2 plus 3, 5. This is the example of Fibonacci series, in which you will get different terms by adding previous two terms. Clear? Now I am going to include an example so that I can or we can easily understand which case is the example of base case and which case is the example of recursive case. The base case in which the solution is pre-known and there is no computation take place, while in recursive case this is the more general case of recursion, in which the problem is being solved or computation will take place. यहीं पर problem solving आपका start होगा. फंक्शन डिफाइन करते हैं. डिफाइन fib is the name of a function, और एक यहाँ पर हम वेरिएबल डिफाइन कर देते हैं. द वेरिएबल नेम इज नंबर. क्लियर? दिस इज अ पैरामीटर. Now if the conditional statement, because in Fibonacci series the first two terms are fixed, if number of terms are only 1, then if number is equal to 1, then अगर एक ही टर्म है, then what is the first term? This is 0. This is known to us. The first two terms are fixed, 0 and 1. Clear? Now return 0 because the first term is 0. The next condition is elif, if number is equal to 2. Done? Then return 1. Now the first two terms are fixed, that's why the first term will be printed as 0 and the second term will be printed as 1. Now we have to discuss what kind of computation will take place to print the next upcoming terms in Fibonacci series. हमें अब उसके लिए कोड लिखना है. यहाँ पर अब हम क्या करेंगे, else return, what we have to return, fib n minus 1 means the computation part of the recursion, n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2. Clear? Now you have to identify which cases are the recursive base case and which case is the recursive case. In this case the result is pre-known to the user, that's why this is the example of base case, this is the example of base case, this is also the example of base case, and in this line of code the computation will take place, and this is the general case in which computation is going on. That's why this is the example of which case, the recursive case. Clear? I think now you can easily understand which case is recursive case and which case is base case. Clear? Now there is a difference between recursion and iteration. In recursion the function calls itself in a program, while in iteration the repetition of loop take place. जहाँ पर भी loop repetition होगा, suppose for I in range from 1 to 10, there is a repetition for I, loop start होगा for I in range, repetition of loop is called iteration, while when function call itself again and again in a program, this is called recursion. This is the difference between recursion and iteration, and this is important for the examination. Clear? Now we are going to discuss one example to predict the output of the code. Clear? Now students, our new task is to print factorial of any number n. Clear? हमें एक फैक्टोरियल का कोड लिखना है, अप टू n नंबर्स तक फैक्टोरियल हमें प्रिंट कराना है. यहाँ पर हमें फैक्टोरियल का कोड लिखना है टू प्रिंट फैक्टोरियल ऑफ नंबर n. Clear? First of all we have to check what is factorial. Suppose factorial 2, this is the symbol or sign of factorial. Clear? इसको हम लोग इस तरीके से भी लिखते हैं मैथमेटिक्स में. Factorial 2 means 2 into 1 is equal to 2. Factorial 3 means 3 into 2 into in decreasing order up to 1. 3 to the 6, 1 the 6. Factorial 4 means 4 is to 3 into 2 into 1 is equal to 24. Factorial 5 means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 is equal to 120. This is called factorial. Start from the number and write up in decreasing order up to 10 and multiply all these numbers. You will get the factorial of that number. अब हमें यहाँ पर क्या करना है, कंडीशंस को चेक करना है और हम फैक्टोरियल क्या है यहाँ पर डिफाइन कर लेंगे. ठीक है? अब हम देखते हैं कि हमें कहाँ पर क्या क्या चीज़ें करनी है. देख लेते हैं. Now defining, we are going to write the code for factorial of a number. Define the name of the function. Function name is fact. Fact name से हम एक function name बना दे रहे हैं यहाँ पर. If n is equal to 1 then return 0. If n is equal to 2 return 1. क्या ये कंडीशन आपका सही है? बिल्कुल सही है. Because factorial 0 is equal to 1 and factorial 1 is also equal to 1. ये दो तरीके से लिखा जा सकता है कोड, हमको यही चीजें समझनी है. If n is equal to 1 और n is equal to 0 according to the question, factorial 0 की वैल्यू हमारा क्या होगी? 1 होगी. If n is equal to 1, फैक्टोरियल 1 की वैल्यू भी हमारा क्या होगी? 1 होगी. हम इसी पीस ऑफ कोड को एक सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं फॉर द पॉजिटिव नंबर्स. ठीक है. इफ n is less than 2, clear, then return 1. If factorial n is 0, then the value of factorial is 1. If n is equal to 1, then the value of factorial is 1. For if n is less than 2, return 1, else return fact n into n minus 1. Clear? इसके बाद हमारा क्या हो जाएगा? रिटर्न फैक्ट n इंटू एन माइनस 1. n इंटू एन माइनस 1 फैक्टोरियल 3, n इंटू एन माइनस 1, 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 n इंटू एन माइनस 1. इन दिस वे यू विल गेट द आउटपुट ऑफ द कोड. एल्स यहाँ से हमारा रिमूव हो जाएगा. यूजर इनपुट के लिए हम लोगों को यहाँ पर चेक करना होगा. n is equal to int for integer number, input for user input, enter number to find out the factorial. Clear? फैक्टोरियल फाइंड आउट करने के लिए फॉर द लूपिंग I in range from 1 to n plus 1, print fact I. Done. This is the recursive code to find out the factorial of any number. Clear? फिर से समझ लेते हैं. Write a Python program to print factorial of number n. एक नंबर n का हमें क्या है? फैक्टोरियल फाइंड आउट करना है. n कैन बी ऑफ एनी नंबर. डिफाइन फैक्टोरियल n. एक फैक्टोरियल हमने लिया है, फंक्शन डिफाइन किया है फैक्ट नेम से. इफ n इज लेस देन 1 बिकॉज the value of factorial 0 is 1 and the value of factorial 1 is also 1. If n is less than 2, return 1, else return fact n into n minus 1, n into n minus 1, n into n minus 1, n into n minus 1. इसी तरीके से हमारा डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में चलेगा. लेकिन यहाँ पर n की वैल्यूज को हमेशा चेंज करने के लिए हमें क्या करना होगा? वी हैव टू लूप, यूज ऑफ लूप. रेंज फंक्शन से n की वैल्यू हम क्या करते रहेंगे? यहाँ पर कंटिन्यूसली चेंज करेंगे. n इज इक्वल टू इंट इनपुट एंटर नंबर. एंटर नंबर ऑफ नंबर्स, कहाँ तक का हमें फैक्टोरियल फाइंड आउट करना है, किस नंबर का फाइंड आउट करना है, ये n की वैल्यू हो जाएगी. फॉर i इन रेंज 1 to n plus 1, प्रिंट फैक्ट i. i यहाँ से हमारा पिक होगा. i की वैल्यू n की वजह से जो भी होगी, i जो है एज ए पैरामीटर हमारा पास होगा कहाँ पर? टू n. यहाँ पर i एज ए पैरामीटर एज एन आर्गूमेंट पास होगा फॉर n. ठीक है. और भी चीजें कर सकते हैं. सपोज यूजर नंबर को नेगेटिव नंबर लिख दे, जब यहाँ पर एंटर नंबर का मैसेज आएगा, ही कैन एंटर नेगेटिव नंबर्स ऑल्सो, तो फैक्टोरियल इज नॉट डिफाइंड फॉर नेगेटिव नंबर्स, डिफाइन नहीं होता है नेगेटिव नंबर्स का, लेकिन हम एक मैसेज यहाँ पर कर सकते हैं जिसकी वजह से किसी भी तरीके का कन्फ्यूज़न आपको नहीं होगा। मैसेज क्या लिख सकते हैं, प्रिंट का यूज़ कर सकते हैं। आउटसाइड द फंक्शन बॉडी स्टार्टिंग में ही ले लेते हैं, प्रिंट प्लीज एंटर पॉजिटिव नंबर्स ओनली। क्लियर? आगे और मैसेज लिखा जा सकता है, फैक्टोरियल फॉर नेगेटिव नंबर्स इज नॉट डिफाइंड सो दैट प्लीज एंटर पॉजिटिव नंबर्स ओनली। तो ये मैसेज आपको स्टार्टिंग में प्रिंट होगा। जब इस केस में आपका आउटपुट क्या आएगा, जब आप रन कराएंगे विद द हेल्प ऑफ F5 की आफ्टर सेविंग द piece of code, you will get a message, please enter this message. Then you will get this message, enter number. Here you have to enter number. Suppose you have entered number 6, you will get factorial, the value of factorial 720. Clear? I think everything is clear in this code. We are going to discuss one example in which we have to predict the output of the Python code. Now one code is given, one example is given on the board in which we have to predict the output at n is equal to 15. For the value n is equal to 15, we have to predict the output of this code. Now there is the defining of the function codo in which one parameter is there, n. If n is equal to 0, conditional statement is given, print finally, else print n codo n minus 3. function कॉल हो रहा है यहाँ पर फिर से, and 15 is an argument which will being passed to the n. Clear? Now n is equal to 15. Here n is equal to 15. The condition is if n is equal to 0. N is equal to 0? No. The value of n is 15. This loop will be skipped and it will move to else statement. Print n. What is the value of n? The value of n is 15. Here is the output. Now the first output will be 15. Now codo function calls again. The value of n is 15. 15 minus 3 is equal to 3. Now the value of n becomes 12. 12 will be passed as an argument. N is equal to 12. N is equal to 0? No. The value of n is 12. Print n. Again the output is 12. Now codo n minus 3. The value of n becomes 9. 9 will be passed as an argument. The value of n is equal to 9. N is equal to 0? No. The value of n is equal to 9. Print n. Again you will get 9, then 6 and then 3. When the value of n is equal to 3, you will get the output 3. Codo n minus n is equal to 3. Now the value of n is equal to 3, h n is equal to 3, n 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. 0 as an argument will be passed to n. N is equal to 0? Yes. Now the n is equal to 0. This condition is true. Now print finally. Now you will get finally as an output. This is the complete output for this code which is given on the board. You have to predict the output in this way so that you can easily understand what output will be produced on the IDLE. This is the example of recursion, and in this case recursion takes place. Clear? Now I am going to include one more example so that you can easily understand what or how to predict what output will be produced and how to predict the output of the code. One more example. The example is define, compute x comma y if x is greater than 1, if x% y is equal to 0, print y and compute int x upon y comma y else compute x comma y plus 1. You have to predict the output on compute 24, 2. Clear? Now 24 and 2, these are two arguments which will be passed in place of x and y. Now as an argument, the value of x is equal to 24 and the y is equal to 2. Clear? If x is greater than y 1, yes, x is greater than 1. If x modulus y is equal to 0, modulus means remainder operator. If the remainder is equal to 0, then print y and compute int x upon y, else compute x comma y plus 1. Clear? X modulus y is equal to 0. Check 24 upon 2, you will get 12. There is any remainder? No, the remainder is 0. It means the condition is true. Then print y. Clear? Print y. What is the value of y? The value of y is equal to 2. Now compute int x upon y. What is the value of x upon y? 24 upon 2 is equal to 12 and integer part only. The value of 24 upon 2 is 12 comma y. What is the value of y? यहाँ पर हो जाएगा आपका 12 comma 2. फिर से एज एन आर्गूमेंट आपका पास होगा 12, यहाँ पर x की वैल्यू हो जाएगी आपका x इज इक्वल टू 12 एंड y इज इक्वल टू 2. x इज ग्रेटर देन 1, यस, x अपॉन x modulus y 12 upon 2 6, remainder 0, yes, the condition is true. Now perform print y. What is the value of y? The value of y is 2. You will get the output 2. Now compute int x upon y. What is the value of x upon y? 12 upon 2 6 and y 2. Now these are the arguments. X is equal to 6 and y is equal to 2. Clear? Now x upon 2, x modulus 2 is equal to 0. Yes. 3, 6 is completely divisible by 2. There is no remainder. That's why you will get 0. Condition is true. Print y. What is the value of y? The value of y is 2. Again the value becomes 3 comma 2. Done? These are the arguments. Now x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. X is greater than 1? Yes, the value of x is 3. Clear? X modulus y is equal to 0. 3 upon 3 modulus 2 is equal to 0? No, the remainder is 1. 2 ones are 2 and the remainder is 1. This is remainder. This condition is false. Now move to the else statement. Compute x comma y plus 1. The value of x is, the value of x is 3 and the value of y is 2. This is becomes 3 comma 3. Done. Now these are the arguments. X is 3 and y is also 3. X is greater than 1. Yes, the value of x is 3. 3 upon 3 remainder 0. Yes. Print y. What is the value of y? Is equal to 3. Print y. You will get 3. Done. Now compute x upon y. Clear? Now the value of y is equal to 0. Loop terminated and you will get the complete output, which is equal to 2 comma 2 comma 2 comma 3. This is the complete output for this code, for this recursive code. In this way you can easily identify how to compute the result and how to predict the output in the Python codes. Clear?